I am Jeneque Pinnock, Miss Jamaica World 2017 second princess, and I am Shashamane Sunrise. My name is Jeneque Pinnock. I am 23 years old and I'm a media and advertising account executive at eMedia Interactive Group, which is a local brand agency and production company. I was born in Rollington Town, Kingston, which is, it's close to Franklin Town. It's sort of, a lower middle class community, very tight knit. And that actually is how I got my start in a lot of things. I went to Vaz Prep because it was 2 corners away from my home, and from Vaz I went to Campion College and then went to UE, and now I'm here. While most people may have known about me before doing the pageant, being in Miss Jamaica World really catapulted me. I realized from even just my everyday interactions that people recognize you and notice you and really see you as a role model and as someone to look up to, and that's something I take very seriously. And for that reason, I really thought long and hard about entering the pageant. For years I've considered it, and this year in 2017 really just felt like the right time for me to do it. I went through a very long audition process. I think it was about 4 hours, so you had to be determined and know that this is something you really wanted to do. And the pageant itself took about 4 months of rigorous training, speech training, grooming, walking, interacting with people. But the main thing about Miss Jamaica World is it really reminded me of how important it is to make an impact. I was always influenced and impacted by people in my life that I looked up to, my boss, teachers, people I've been able to interact with. And for me to now be someone that other people would see in that light was very rewarding and very attractive to me. I have been blessed to be able to tutor children in English, and I've been doing that for a while now, bless my kids at Fleet Street. And with the pageant and other philanthropic things that come with it, I've been really able to make an impact in that area, which is youth education and development, which is something I feel very strongly about because education has changed my life. And I think once you're educated, you're empowered. For me to be able to make that kind of impact through my involvement in the pageant, and even after my placement as second princess, being able to spread my influence and my impact with organizations like Shashamane Sunrise is a dream come true. And then the fact that Shashamane is also involved not only in the Caribbean but in East Africa, and the opportunity to go there and visit schools and really help to shape young minds. I think we need to understand as citizens, as global citizens, that we all have a responsibility to impact the next generation. Each generation should be better and an improvement of the previous. And if I'm able to do that in my small way, then I would feel like my legacy is strong and is worthy of something. We have no idea what our legacy will be. I think everyone's legacy is determined by who they have been able to impact and how they've been able to make that impact. Through my involvement in the pageant and even post the pageant, being placed second princess, I have been able to engage with so many young people and to really make an impact in the area that matters to me most, which is youth education and development. And I'm so passionate about that because education has changed my life. I think I would not be the person I am today if I wasn't exposed, if I wasn't educated. And it really is a great equalizer that I think as many people as possible need to be exposed to. Currently, only 20% of Jamaicans who are qualified ever go on to get tertiary education. And that's something that I find so alarming and so disheartening, and that's something that I'd like to be able to impact. And with organizations like Shashamane Sunrise that really invests in education and invests in reaching the younger demographic and getting them involved and understanding that education is the key. The question that I often get is, how can I be like you? And I always sigh a bit and pause when people ask me that, because the truth is, no one can be like me. You can really just be the best version of yourself. And the advice I would really give to someone to really self-actualize is, firstly, you have to have a strong sense of self. I doubted myself in so many instances in my past, and when you think about it, you're really standing in your own way. So you have to be self-assured. Another thing, you have to be extremely driven. You have to know what you want. You have to put in the work. You're going to be tired sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna feel not demotivated, but you have to know that this is what I want and be very goal-oriented. Another thing is, trust your instincts and trust your network. Oftentimes, you know people who can help you in some way. Don't be afraid to reach out to them. Don't be afraid to ask questions and to really engage with people, because that is always going to be a strong suit for you. Who you know can help you in so many ways. But the main thing really is to always remain focused. Yes, you're young, you want to enjoy your life and all that, but what is your ultimate goal? What is the one thing that you would want to look back on your life and say, yes, I've had a fulfilled life because I've accomplished X. And whatever X is, you think about it every day, you plan towards it. Everything you do is a small step towards that big goal. And essentially, I think once you keep all these things in mind, and when I think about what I've kept in mind, these are the main things. While there are other small things that go into it all, being a planner, being very organized, being sociable, all these things I think have impacted and helped me to grow into who I am. And they're things that I would think that another young woman would want to emulate and to always keep in mind as well. There have been so many people in my life who have poured so much into me and have helped me to get where I am today. And because of that, I feel it's my duty to give back and to share that with other people as well. And that is why I've decided to volunteer with tutoring, and to volunteer by visiting schools, reading to kids, helping children understand that education really is the great equalizer and can change your life for the better in more ways than they could ever imagine. And that for me is my main reason for wanting to give back and being interested in volunteerism and interested in being an ambassador for Shashamane Sunrise.